And hopefully we're live. Hopefully this is working. I think it's working. I can see myself on my thing here. I don't know if anybody's watching, but hello if you are, or hello if you're watching this in the future. Welcome to another episode of Scribble, Scribble, Scribble. Nadia is here.
Hi,
Hello,
Nadia.
Nadia. Welcome back. I hope it'll be fun. Well, my laptop has decided it will not connect to the internet. Yeah, my iPad was giving me similar sass just a few seconds ago, but you seem to have made it. Hello from your phone. Oh dear. Well, that's good too. Your phone is also welcome, as you are as well. Hopefully, some other people can be coming along too. I'm Chris. This is
I'm
Jared.
Jared.
We still haven't worked this part out. um, and as last week, we're going to continue to work on uh, Frankenstein, designing the cover, designing the innards. I've just been trying to set up my InDesign document in case we start doing a bit of that today. And it's been a little while since I've used it, so I've had to refresh myself on all of the various settings. Oh, Adobe, you know how to make an intuitive interface.
God. And then break it and make it even worse in the next update.
Oh, okay, that's fine. You can just have us on in the background while you're working. That's cool too.
We can do
We'd love to
the
hang.
ASMR sort of talking if
Hi
that's what you
there.
want.
Yeah, there's going to be some nice talking. We'll do it very quietly, not to interrupt your
I'm
workflow.
changing my brush size to a 9 point.
But also, we're going to give you the tingles. Now, this is what it sounds like when I rub Rita the red panda onto the microphone. That's right.
Got that hot red panda content.
Mikey's having a pink Monster Energy drink. It's a new flavor. Is it pink or strawberry or what? I
It's
need to
pink flavor.
lower my screen so that my head is online with yours. It's looking a little wild. And I was just talking about posture for the episode of my MST3K podcast that we recorded earlier today. And it's hard to talk about posture while not thinking about your own bad posture.
Straighten up.
Yeah. Have you done anything since the last time we talked on the
Um,
online? With this,
no.
not you're not talking about your day-to-day life.
Oh, I just sit in the dark waiting for the stream. Um,
Good.
what does that even mean? No, I haven't done anything to the artwork.
Okay,
I've just
so
been letting it marinate.
there it is. If you all remember what we had last time. Oh, Mikey has Ultra Rosa is the name of it.
What?
That's very pink. That's Latin for beyond pink. It is. I don't know. Don't know if they know it. I don't know anything. Let me. Can you zoom in on some of the detail of that, just to remind us of the excellence of it all? Very
Yeah.
nice. Oh, look at all that.
All these little veins and things.
Yes.
So we talked
Yes.
about last time. So it's all obviously it's all knobbly and everything up here, and then getting more scratchy and like jacked up down at the bottom here.
So this week we're jacking things up.
Yeah. Everybody likes that, right?
I think so. This is not technically a Zoom call, so you shouldn't jack it while we're here.
Yeah. I
But
love topical
boom.
humor.
Yep, that'll last if people watch this in a few years. Which
Remember Zoom in your circles around the campfire in the wasteland?
exactly. Oh look, chat isn't loading on my Twitch. It's showing us, but it's not showing chat. That seems weird. I'm
That's
gonna have to
weird.
restart that maybe. Now it just really doesn't want to load chat. That's weird. Doesn't really matter. Not very interesting, I guess. Oh wait, Mikey says fuck yeah. I think about the getting jacked, not about whipping it out on stream, but who
Oh,
knows? All right. Well, let's, I guess, just get back into it.
yeah. I'm
I'll
just
make this
sitting
all
here.
big screen and yeah, okay. So now we're starting to do some of the transitions
Yeah.
into other shapes of wear around the edges. Excellent. Um, I guess I should come up with some pattern while you're doing this. This can't be using up that much of your brain. But maybe as you're deciding how to do the transition, that's the hard part.
It can take a little bit sometimes for me to get verbal. while drawing. Yeah, I watched a Frankenstein adaptation today. We could talk about that.
Sorry, I snuck a bite of food.
Uh,
Which Frankenstein adaptation did you watch?
So it's from 2015. It's directed by Bernard Rose, who also did Candyman.
Never seen it. Never even heard of it.
Somebody's heard of it, I'm sure. And it was really interesting. It was, so in this version, it's modern times, and the monster was 3D printed, essentially.
What? Oh,
Out
yes.
of like gore and stuff, not out of plastic.
Uh-huh.
And it's a lot like the chapters that you've talked about liking, where he's learning how to talk and everything, because it focuses a lot on the monster. And once he leaves the lab, there's no cutting back to what the doctors are up to. So there's a lot of him like learning how to talk and like throwing children into lakes and that kind of thing.
All the usual stuff you have to learn to be a human.
Yeah.
So wait, does Victor never return?
He does, but so what's interesting about this version is that Elizabeth and Victor are scientists working together to create the monster, so it's more of a mother and father situation. And Elizabeth is actually way more prominent a character than Victor is.
And Elizabeth is the bride. Yes?
Yeah.
Not the sister, the bride.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, spoiler, I guess, but does he still kill her?
Well, the monster doesn't kill her. She gets killed.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's some really interesting visual nods to like other versions too, because the monster ends up on like the streets of, I think it's LA. And
is this taking place in the modern day?
Yeah, it's present day.
Cool.
And ends up in a green hoodie and a black coat. So from the distance, he looks a lot like Boris Karloff in the
very good
older version. Yeah,
very good.
It was really good, and he learns to talk very slowly. He doesn't get anywhere near as articulate as he is in the book. But there's this really interesting, queasy sort of focus on him learning how to be a human.
Yeah, which is the best part.
It is, but it's really, really in the book. It's a lot more. He learns how to see and how to distinguish sensations and all that, and then how to find food and everything like that. But in this version, a lot of that happens in the lab environment. So he's learning words from people around him, but also like when he first becomes conscious and he's super freaked out by it, and they give him something to drink and he chokes on it because he doesn't know how to swallow and all that. Elizabeth actually sticks her finger in his mouth as if he's a newborn baby.
Oh my!
Which it ends up being this really gross, but also kind of loving, motherly kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which
still gross, but
it is gross.
To be fair, a lot of things mothers have to do are pretty gross.
Yeah, no, yeah. But I really liked it because I feel like I wouldn't see that in a more mainstream adaptation. This was a very indie version. I think mainstream would be a joke, or somebody would make a wisecrack about it or something within the scene. But here it's just it's almost like she's giving first aid is how it's handled. It's really interesting.
Right. It's really weirdly intimate.
And she ends up, more spoilers, but how many, there's only so many spoilers you can have for the story.
Yeah.
She ends up kind of as a bride figure.
Yeah, well, I figured. I kind of saw that coming. I mean, that's in the book as well, sort of, but yeah. Mikey quotes Mary Shelley as saying, "Being alive is gross," which it is. Also, a little bit earlier when we were talking about getting verbal while drawing, Mikey said, "Let's just paint some happy little ligaments. This friendly bit of connective tissue looks lonely. It needs some company."
Speaking of Mary Shelley, as we are.
Yeah.
The creature gets a voiceover in this version that is narration from the novel. So they get to bring in all the really cool. I don't like how that looks. The bits about learning to distinguish light and dark and sensation and all that. So
Does he end up with that kind of diction as well?
he really doesn't.
Huh. Interesting. Hi there, Kira. How are you doing? Nadia has a question for Jared.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Bride from 1985?
No.
Okay. No further questions. I haven't either, so let me look this up. And not The Bridge, The Bride from 1985. This is a horror / historical drama.
Sure.
It stars Sting as Baron Charles Frankenstein and Jennifer Beals, you know, from Flashdance. You may not know. It's fine. She's also in a bunch of other stuff. As Eva, a woman that he creates in the same fashion as his infamous monster.
All right.
And Wikipedia here has the plot in 2 sentences, which is always promising.
Yeah.
Charles Baron Frankenstein, played by Sting. Dr. Zalus, played by Quentin Crisp, which is amazing.
What?
All right, this has gone way up in my list. Quentin Crisp, beloved queer icon of the old guard. And Frankenstein's assistant Paulus, played by Timothy Spall, who I don't recognize, attempt to create a female mate, Eva, Jennifer Beals, for his creation, played by Clancy Brown. They succeed. I don't know if you know who that is. I don't.
I do.
Oh, he was in The Highlander. He's one of the Highlander people. And he's in Starship Troopers. And he's Mr. Krabs. He does the voice of Mr. Krabs for SpongeBob. Oh, well, that's great. Anyway, they succeed, but after being taught by Dr. Frankenstein, she has her own ideas about what is good for her. Oh, so is it a bit feminist? I assume Nadia has seen it. Let's see. Nadia says, I was obsessed with it when I was 17 and watched it over and over. I had it on a VHS tape. I taped it off late night TV. And then as I described it, she says, oh my God, this movie. It sounds pretty great. You may have to lend us that VHS tape. I wonder if it's online. I wonder if it's on YouTube. Well, the trailer's on, and at least I'm super curious. I'll have to track that one down. Quentin Crisp, man. So Quentin Crisp is, as if we have a VCR. I know that was the joke. Says Mikey. Quentin Crisp is one of those people who I don't know if I've met. I think I went to a reading once that he was giving. I'm pretty sure this happened, and I didn't plan on going and then just imagine it after the fact. But I think I went to a reading he gave at some point in the 90s, and I think I saw him at close distance, but I don't think I actually tried to like shake his hand because it's fine. Although now I kind of wish I did if I didn't, which I might have, but I probably didn't. I don't know. My memory is terrible. Nadia says, it has this whole side plot where the monster and David Rappaport go on a quest to find Budapest. Now,
right.
Why do they have to find Budapest? It's on a map. I'm super confused. But I also have to, while we wait for that answer, I have to shout out my favorite Quentin Crisp appearance, which is in the movie Orlando.
I figured that's what you were going to say.
Yes. Oh, which is my canonical favorite film. I mean, come on. Monster can't read maps good is the answer. All right. Fair enough. But he plays Queen Elizabeth I in Orlando, and it is so good. They went to Bucharest by accident, suggests Mikey. And Natty says, I don't remember. It's been a good 30 years since I saw this movie. Unacceptable. You'll have to watch it again too. Man, maybe we can get our friends over at Fiasco Family to do this next year for their Hubris Ween, the podcast where they do a little mini episode for 26 days in October leading up to Halloween, with each one a different letter of the alphabet with a scary movie each time. Did that make sense? Did I explain that well? it's a great idea and a great gimmick. But it means I've had to find quite a lot of horror movies that begin with Q because they've done it for like 3 years now. But yeah, I'm gonna try to find this film. But anyway, Quentin Crisp is fantastic as Queen Elizabeth I, looking older than anything. I mean, he was pretty old at the time. And there's a fantastic scene where Orlando, played by Tilda Swinton, as um, a young noble with ambitions of poetry and such, becomes the Queen's favorite and is taken into the Queen's bedroom. And the Queen says, "Do not age, do not grow old, do not wither." And it's such a good line reading that Orlando, the character, has no choice but to accept. So Orlando, he never grows old at all. He does live for hundreds and hundreds of years, and eventually changes gender. Eventually becomes a woman because he does not want to live up to the expectations of being a man. So, so there you go. The novel does not have any explanation, but they added one for the film for why Orlando doesn't age and changes gender. Kira Liz says, "I don't know why, but Antiviral popped into my head. Weird movie, def not for everyone." Okay. I don't know that movie either.
I think I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about it.
Let me look it up. It's a 2012 Canadian French science fiction horror film directed by Brandon Cronenberg. Is that Kid of?
That...
Yes, it is Kid of. Huh. Has part of your Scaritage done this one? We've got a specifically CanCon horror podcast on the network as well, which everybody who's interested in such things should check out. I don't remember them doing Antiviral, but I am very forgetful. No, they haven't done it yet. It is very likely that next week we will have, as a special guest here, Sarah from a part of our Scaritage, your CanCon horror podcast, who might be able to answer all of your antiviral questions. Mikey says, "I just feel like voicing my general support for body horror and that this is looking very cool," which is correct. And Nadia has met Brandon Cronenberg.
Really?
So if you have any questions about Brandon Cronenberg, ask Nadia. So no questions about Brandon Cronenberg. Fair enough.
I thought you were talking to the audience, so I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's also true. Could be. God help me, says Mikey. The only question I could think of is, was he hot?
I was going to joke about that being the only thing I could think of, too.
Well, let me Google a picture of him. But I'm sure Nadia would know for sure.
Tell us, Nadia.
I mean, he's got a look.
Are you putting it up on the screen? What's happening?
Oh, I can do it in a second. It looks like he's losing his hair.
That, too, can be cute.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. It works. Oh, yeah. I haven't put my thing up yet. Whoopsie. Sure, let me do this. Oh. Akam. There we go. That's that. There we go. There you go. There's some images.
Yeah, he looks like his dad.
This is Brandon Cronenberg, who is the director of Antiviral. He's got a horror director face. I guess so. I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, there he is with Dad, I guess. Oh, you can see my pointer. Okay, in this one. I'm assuming that's Dad there. Or there, for that matter. Anyway, welcome to the Brandon Cronenberg Stalking Show. If you're just joining us. What else is new? Nadia says, I like the way these letters are looking with the texturizing. I have a question about something here that you may or may not be thinking of doing. Are you thinking of... You haven't done this yet. No. That just looks a little bit like it in that K. But are you thinking of adding a bit of shadow?
I have added shadow.
Oh, you haven't to make it look like the paper is casting a shadow.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right
That's
this
what you're
second.
doing right now. I wondered why that K looked like you had done it when I didn't remember it looking like that before. I look away for half a second. Well, and Mike asks what's happening with the drawing now that the letters have all been frayed, and that's the answer. Is that Jared is going to start on the next section and forget to tell us about it.
Well, I was going to say something, and then we were too busy looking at pictures of Brandon Cronenberg, and I was like, hey, this could wait.
That's fine. We're all good. Good. It is. Mikey says it's important to look at pictures of boys.
Whoops. Oops. My drawing pad just slipped out from under me.
Oh, no.
Everything's fine.
Whew. Whew. Oh, I should look again at my at what I was working on, which is to say I need to figure out a font. Do you have any thoughts on what font the text should be in? You read physical books these days, right?
I do. I am a very physical book person. I always like Caslon. It's super basic, but
okay, so a classy serif is what you're thinking of. Lilith has joined us and is asking, are we adding in muscle? Is that what's happening? This is a very peaceful cast, very pleasing. It is a very peaceful, it's a chill art hang. And that's what we're hoping for anyways. So yeah, this is the cover idea, and it's a bunch of sort of viscera that is underneath the paper, so to speak, with sort of text-shaped holes revealing it. Is that a fair description?
I think so.
Okay. So we're shading it to make it look like the viscera is a little bit below the page, rather than just sort of outlined by it.
Yeah.
And then we'll do whatever we're doing next. New Train Records episode about Liz Phair's fun style. Huh. I don't even know which I don't even know which album that is. Train Records is a great YouTube series by Todd in the Shadows, who does some really nice music review stuff, especially his look at one-hit wonders. And he's also got a series called Train Records, which is when artists that have done good work make a terrible album. It's a half hour about why that album flopped as badly as it did. And those are also real fun. Totally recommend both of those shows. I would watch any of them. And much as I like the early work of Liz Phair, I have no idea about that. Caslin is pretty classy. You don't want to go too modern.
Not for Frankenstein, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me see what we got here. I want to. Why? Oh, right. I need to fix that. I need to fix that. How do I do that again? Boop. Continuous text, please. And you are also continuous text. So that means that if I go here now, I should be able to. I should. Why? God damn it. Classic InDesign. I haven't done this in a while, and so I don't remember how. Oh God, I have to look this up, I guess. All right. I thought that was how we do this. Click here to make it the master story's primary text flow. Yes. Do I have to add it again? I did. That's what I had to do. I had to. Don't worry about it. I'm going to start. This is going to become the thing where I scream at InDesign. So Lilith, welcome. I assume you've read Frankenstein before. Is there anything in particular that you like about the book? If you've read it, if not, that's fine. You can still talk about why you haven't or what you do or don't like about it. But what is your favorite bit of Frankenstein, if you've read it? And anybody else? I don't know if we asked that of everybody. Anybody in the audience, if you haven't shared it already, feel free to share that. We're highlighting things. I want this without images now. Plain text. Thank you. Actually, maybe I don't want plain text, but what do I want? No, I want HTML. We'll see how this goes. Oh, that looks close enough. Auto-flowing text. Excellent. Do my bidding. Do my bidding InDesign. Our favorite bits are... No. We are being asked... I'm encouraging you to share favorite bits about Frankenstein. Actually, that's a good question because we are, in theory, going to be illustrating a few scenes from it. So if
I actually wanted to...
scene...
Yeah, and from my point of view, I'm pretty much done with the lettering here. So... Oh, okay. If we want to go on to drawing actual things, it'd be great to have some ideas.
Yes. Nadia says brains.
It is just, in case anybody's looking at this and wondering why nothing's happening, I am looking up reference images for something, so...
Oh, for something? Oh.
Well, I'm just Googling, muscle tissue and things.
So that's fair. So Mikey says, I love the scene where he reveals himself to the old man. Ooh. It's so hopeful and sweet, and you know it won't turn out. Absolutely true. Very good. Lilith says, oh, wow, that's a tough question for me. I only read it for the first time a few years ago, and the biggest surprise was the Arctic setting. That's very true. You want a good Arctic shot, so to speak. In terms of a really startling visual that doesn't make it into the pop culture, yes. It does sometimes. I mean, when we were looking at some of the covers, I think if one or two of them were Arctic, but it's definitely not what people tend to think about because they think about the movie.
Yeah, I was amazed when I read it at how much the Arctic parts sort of took root in my mind. Now I have a hard time picturing any part of it not taking place in the Arctic, even though most of it is in Switzerland or Germany or something. So,
well, Switzerland is sort of like the southern Arctic of Europe.
Yeah, I really love that part right before he encounters the monster after abandoning him, where he's wandering in the mountains and he's just talking about the ice cracking and glaciers and the way nature turns into this sort of huge sublime process around him. That's one of my favorite moments.
Oh, wait, this is the wrong edition.
Which edition did you pull in? The 31 version?
Yeah, the 31. I was like, it's got an introduction by Shelley herself. How fun. I was like, wait, this is all about how she's fucked up the text. All right, I think this is the right edition, but let me see real quick if I can find how to tell the versions of Frankenstein. I mean, I've got this in an ebook somewhere. Changes. Yeah, there we go. Changes between the two. Yep, it's got the introduction. Obviously, that's not it. Okay, here we go. He is indeed so amiable in nature. In letter 1. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. No, that seems to be the wrong edition, too. Oh, my word. Gutenberg, what are you doing to me?
Is Gutenberg screwing with your plans?
It is. I don't want the new version. I want the original version, the good one. There are other places to find it. Mikey says, I need to revisit the description of the creature when he's first animated, but I remember being taken with that as well. And then Ray Arctic setting in Switzerland. I often see that famous painting of a guy standing on the Vista in the Alps, is it Mont Blanc, associated with the book, like the painting that is always shown to second-year students to teach them the concept of the sublime. Yes, I know which one you mean.
That Caspar Friedrich or whatever that guy is.
Might be. Let's see.
Caspar David Friedrich, I want to say his name was.
Caspar David Friedrich is a guy.
I see his name in connection with the sublime and romanticism a lot, so I was just wondering if that's the painting you're talking about.
Oh yeah, the guy with here it is. Yeah, here it is. I think it's this one. Let me Oh yeah, I've got it still. I'm still on the street. I think it's this one here.
Yeah.
I think we're all agreed it's that one, Mikey. That one. Yep, says Mikey, it's that one.
I love his stuff. It's got a lot of really evocative paintings out there.
Sure, if you like hills, which I do.
Yeah, I mean, there's ones that are like ruins of abbeys and things like that, which are another thing I like.
Oh yeah. I only looked for Swiss Alp. That's right. Caspar David Friedrich. Nadia says, I have a Marvel illustrated novel edition of Frankenstein illustrated by Barney Wright's son, if that means anything to Jared.
Yeah. I haven't read that one, but I've seen pictures from it and they're amazing.
Yep, so there's more Friedrich. Let me look up that one. Ooh, oh my.
Yeah.
Wow. Uh-oh. Well, that's a tall order for you to beat.
I know. I have purposely not looked at anything from this book in the last couple of weeks because I didn't want to.
Oh wow!
Have my heart fail me.
This is definitely. I mean, you have to specifically not go this sort of over. I don't want to say overwrought, but I mean it's like aggressively detailed.
It's very, very finely worked.
It is incredibly finely worked. Look at this.
The way his light and shadow, how he just does it with pen and ink and very little solid black. Like most of it is. Oh, it's so good.
This is wild.
Yeah, and all the tubes and the beakers and things.
All the tubes.
Yeah,
it does look like a woodcut, as Mikey says. Although it's clearly not. It's clearly just pen itch scratching, cross hatching and such. But it has that. It definitely has that vibe, which is totally appropriate, right? Whew. Good stuff. Well,
back to
this.
It's fine. So I ended up just texting my sister, who's a nurse, and being like, "What color is muscle tissue in the body?" Just to see what she would say. She says it's red. Oh,
yeah, it's filled with blood, surely.
Yeah, and then she was like, but like a bluish red, if that makes sense. I was like, okay, I think it makes sense, but I don't know if I can really do that.
I also don't know if that people would think that. Like, it's because that's the non-oxygenated blood.
Yeah,
taking that bluish tint. But as soon as you open it up, it would turn not blue, right? That's the theory.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm just going to leave it purple.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's a lot of red, and I don't know if I like that.
Should there be anything like, and I'm gonna say something that's gonna be pretty cheesy, like sort of light bloodstained fingerprints around the letters, so to speak, to show the human tampering with? Muscle is also filled with sarcoplasm, not just blood. That's why muscle-bound guys are so sarcastic.
Okay.
Michael says, "Let me put on my." That was my addition. Mikey says, "Let me put on my muscle expert tank top."
If you could just peel open a flap of your skin for a second and show. There could be fingerprints. I mean, we could always try it out and see.
Or just something to show that, like, this is a site of surgery.
Yeah.
That's causing all this. I mean, it's already got a little bit of tearing, but I wonder. That's what muscle gays do at their exclusive parties. Nadia says it's been ages since she's looked at Frankenstein, but the lab scenes are indeed amazing. But I like the scenes, she says, that people don't think of when they think of Frankenstein, like the landscapes.
Like the what?
Landscapes. It would be quite a thing to have illustrations of Frankenstein and have it not have any people in it at all.
It's all landscapes.
It's all landscapes and like labscapes and, just the desolate cottage all hidden in the forest.
Yeah.
And, the bottles everywhere, like all the signs of what's gone on, but no actual people around. That would be quite a ways to do it. Pile of body parts might count.
So, another moment of boring screen time as I Google image something else.
All right. Well, let me see what else we can do here. Well, let me change what I'm sharing here and attempt to share something.
Do I have to stop my screen, or can you just?
No. You can keep going.
Okay.
We can each have one up. I just can't have two up at the same time. Okay, I have a question about this title, says Lilith. Is there a symbolic relationship between... Oh, let's go back to you. Is there a symbolic relationship between the disassembled letters, which might be joined up to make a word, and the novel? Yes, the idea is that this is all lurking beneath the flesh, and that the flesh is sort of like incisions onto the skin. Sorry, the white is like the skin that has incisions made to it. Oh, that's a thought.
This is just a sketch, but I'm thinking surgical instruments.
Uh-huh. Maybe.
I know they look kind of like rays right now, but
yeah, but you're thinking scalpels and such.
Like clamps.
Clamps. Yeah. People are loving it in the chat.
It's such a crappy sketch.
It is, but I think they're liking the idea, holding the skin open. That is true. I suddenly had the thought of, and this is a terrible idea, but I'm going to air it anyways. What if the scalpel and such were, instead of drawing them, you sort of collaged them, like cut and pasted them from like old medical texts, like illustrations of scalpels, and then had them on top. It might not work at all. It might be too clashy.
It might be. If the underlying image was also sort of a collage-y sort of thing, then it might work.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just brainstorming.
Ugh, I'm horribly afraid I have to Google pictures of surgery. I don't really want to do that right now. We just look up dead ringers and see what was going on in that operating room.
All right, I need to find Frankenstein 1818 text, please.
How hard can it be to find? It's like why wouldn't it be
I
right up
remember
there?
there being one in Gutenberg. All right, remember me to all my English friends is another phrase I'm looking for. So, remember me to. Does it need to be capitalized? Is that the problem? Nope. And instead, we're getting other text. And bye-bye, Brandon Cronenberg, from my tabs. Maybe we meet again someday. From this time, a new spirit of life. Okay. Nope. I want to find from this time. And yeah, this is definitely the wrong one. Okay. Let me search again. Frankenstein, 1818 text. Come on. Well, Amazon will sell it to me. Oh, Archive might have it. Did they edit it, though? They're not as good at editing sometimes. Oh, God, this has page breaks in it. That's terrible.
Ugh.
I don't want to deal with that.
I'm getting a lot of stock photos of like very calm blue people around a blue table, and then one random photo of a face transplant.
This edition of Frankenstein. Contents of the 1818 edition. Well, this is broken up into pages, but I can work with that if I have to. Oh God, each paragraph is numbered. Hopefully that won't matter when I copy and paste. Nadia wants to know, Jared, what you want to draw from the book. And Mikey says, I'm blue, bada bee, bada bee.
Ooh, I want to draw from the book. I don't know. There's so many things. How do surgical clamps work?
I don't know. I was just watching the movie that, the last MST3K thing was on, had a bunch of surgery in it. And there's a whole scene where it's like clamp, white brow, clamp, clamp, clamp. And I'm just like, why does he need so many clamps? What's he doing with them?
Yeah.
What's
And if you look at the
doing
clamps
with them?
themselves, they look like scissors. So I'm really unclear on what is. Wait, maybe you have to. Ugh. I'm so worried I'm going to end up on something disgusting, like really, really upsetting here.
What does a surgical clamp do? Surgical clamps are used by surgeons to cut off blood flow or other fluids during surgery. That's what I thought.
Ew. Sorry,
So
I found a gross picture.
Well, don't image search. This is what
I have to know how they work if I'm going to draw one.
That's fair.
Ugh.
Also called hemostats, as Kira says.
Oh, I totally thought a hemostat was something else.
I probably would have guessed it was something else too, but it did show up when I searched for how does it work. So,
oh God, I regret this so much.
So the clamp isn't there to hold. This is fun. So the clamp isn't there to hold the skin flap back. It's there to staunch the blood flow by clamping the blood vessel shut.
Yeah,
I guess.
what I was looking for was a retractor of the clamp.
All right. I think it's one of those things they use to clamp the umbilical cord. And then Mikey says, thinking maybe we should have started with The Wind in the Willows, huh?
Yeah. But it's Halloween. It's spoopy times.
Yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't written by Mary Shelley. And I also don't think it's even in public domain yet. So
there's some like heavy aircraft that keeps flying overhead, and I'm tired of it.
Oh, I can't hear it at least.
Well, that's good, because it's driving me nuts.
Fair enough. I think we've mentioned the Toronto Air Show that happens every basically Labor Day weekend. Didn't happen this year, and it was glorious. It happened during Mikey and my first date, and then happened again and again after that every year. And it was like, oh man. So it would always at least have that memory for us, but whew, it's just awful. Mikey says, thank God, in all caps. Also, no Molson Indy auto races. Oh, huh. Do you hear those, Nadia, where you are? Kira says, I remember one place I worked at, the Blue Angels used to warm up for the Cherry Festival. it was always loud. The Cherry Festival sounds like it's out of Stardew Valley, which is amazing.
Is that in Washington? I think we have a cherry festival here.
I think you probably would. You have cherry. Well, I think you have cherry trees over there.
We
Yeah,
do.
because totally,
We've
they're
also
totally
we've got a
Washington
tulip festival. We've
cherries.
got a garlic festival. This is a very agrarian state.
Yeah, Nadia. Yes, here's it all the way from a different part of town, like a swarm of angry bees. Hmm.
Ugh.
Hmm.
Okay. I don't remember my brush size for this.
Ruh-roh. Kira says Cherry Festival is Traverse City, Michigan. It's the National Cherry Festival. Mikey says the Pacific Northwest has the best food generally, and I can't disagree. Oh, you cheated. We've got a canvas turn, everybody.
I just figured out how to do this week.
Oh, I'm mostly, I guess because I watch Drawfee and they don't do this sort of thing. I mostly am accustomed to people doing it accidentally and then having to figure out how to undo it. Where's the wah sound effect? Says Lily.
This is a wonky son of a bitch.
Oh dear. No, it's totally fair. I'm just teasing. Nadia says you would do that if you were drawing on paper, and it's true. I do it when I'm drawing on the iPad. Even it's fine. So now we've got to decide how we're going to approach this. What do we call this again?
This is a retractor.
A retractor. A retractor is a surgical instrument used to separate the edges of a surgical incision or wound, or to hold back underlying organs and tissues so that body parts under the incision may be accessed. That all makes sense. Boy, I'm really hesitant to click on this wiki article. I mean, the picture they're showing is fine, and that's what I want. Yeah, there's something I didn't want to see. Okay. Oh, that thing. They showed one in the movie, and I didn't know what it was. Like, it's just a weird sort of wedge of metal. I mean, there's two versions. There's the type, or at least there's two things in this picture. There's a kind of curved bit of metal, and then there's a much fancier metal thing. Whatever. I guess I could show this on the, but I have to switch all that around again. That's fine. I can do that. Lily says this is a bit like watching surgery, but not stressful. And then Lager Sutton says it's so well that there are people who want to become surgeons. I'm so glad they do. And then Nani says you're going to find my take your pick takes so disturbing. Oh boy, yeah, because take your pick this weekend on Saturday. We're going to do a spoopy one. It's going to be about horror stuff, but not movies, TV, or books. Horror in other genres or parts of life or whatever you want to think about it. Because I want to hear about other things that could be horrific, like songs or operas or, county fairs. I don't know. Let's see here. So, just so everybody knows, that's the thing we're drawing right now. That's a retractor, surgical retractor. I would not put a gory thing on the screen or a bloody thing, but I thought that looked fair. And so that looks reasonable enough in terms of what Jared's doing. He's being very accurate. Mikey says, I could probably handle surgery below the neck with training and experience. Well, let's not find out. Oh, yeah, I could totally deliver a baby. That's totally a thing I could do. The Bronte sisters' dad had cataracts removed in 1847, says Mikey. Charlotte traveled with him to have it done. This was before anesthetics. I can't imagine. And Kira says, I've had 2 surgeries where I was awake the whole time. Yep, I know. Even for like dentistry, I want them to knock me out completely. I mean, they won't because it's dangerous as all get out. And you don't want to do that unless it's necessary, right? But like, I do not want to be awake for any surgeries. What was the surgery I was just reading about where I realized Like after hearing about it, I realized that they were still awake during it. I
Is it
don't think
laser eye surgery?
no, although that's true and that's horrifying to think about. I want to say it was some form of transition surgery. I don't want to think about it anymore.
My
Um,
dad had to get cataract surgery.
but he got anesthetic.
He got anesthetic, but it wasn't general. Um, and
Oh God, Kira, I'm so
they so he was awake for it, and they replaced the lens of his eye.
uh-huh. Oh God.
Uh,
No.
while he was yeah, and it was just I can't. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail, but he really likes telling the story because he likes to gross people out.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And he's
I.
like, "Oh, it wasn't a big deal," and I'm like, "How is it not a big deal?"
Why are you cropping things at that bleed point?
I have no idea.
You need those lines to go over it.
Yeah, I realized that the second that I did this one, and I was like, "Wait, that's bleed. I need
It's nice that you're giving it a nice frame, but that's the opposite of what we want.
that." Yeah,
So we're now talking about surgical baby delivery, and Mikey is also freaking out about your dad's experience. And
where the hell was the other one? There it is.
Kira's dad also has some interesting stories, and his pain tolerance is something else. It's not even the pain thing. That's not the problem. It's just the conceptualness of it, for me at least.
Yeah,
That's not the word I mean, but you know what I'm talking about.
yeah. Just the idea of being awake for something is like,
I don't want to have to think about it. Like, you know how you know how they do the ethical thing when you're getting surgery now, and they like explain what's going to happen to you. I don't want that. I want to
do they
just
do
trust.
that?
Sorry.
They
Oh yeah,
do that?
they're really like it's really big. They're like, here's what's going to happen. Here's what we're going to do, and you have to sign a consent form for a lot of it if you can. Like, obviously, if you can't, they're gonna do what they need to do. But like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, like when I had, I mean, this was a while ago, but when I had my appendix out, I had to sign a thing about what exactly they were going to do and what kind they were going to do. And like, and they gave me the wrong one. They realized as I was starting to
Oh
pass out, they were
no.
like, oh, we gave you the one for the, like, they gave the one for the, like, make a big gash, not a couple little gashes and use lasers. I was just like, just do the right thing. And I conked out. That was like basically what I said. But I was like, when they were explaining exactly what was going to happen and how they were going to do it, and what they were going to do, my brain was just going, la, 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 I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
The only surgery I've ever had was wisdom tooth, and that was a general anesthesia thing. And I don't remember them telling me at all
Mm.
what they were going to do. They were just like, the oral surgeon came into the room and like shook my hand and went, "Oh wow, this one's nervous." It's like, thanks. Oh yeah, you're going to be sticking blades into my face. I'm not fine with this.
Yeah, that's my normal dentist visits. People keep talking about what they could handle or couldn't handle with surgery. I don't know if you want me to read all of this to you.
Let's make
Mikey
this the most
thinks
upsetting stream.
Mikey thinks, well, we are talking about Frankenstein. This is kind of on topic, but Mikey thinks it would be cool to be awake and watch them do surgery on like his abdomen.
Yes.
No, no.
I'm not following you into the dark on this one.
I think I've talked about my mother getting all gung ho about um, sedation. Sedation dentistry is awesome. You don't remember any of it once they calibrate the meds to you. Wow. My dentist is very good about that sort of thing. And first couple of visits when I was having some major deep cleaning done because I hadn't been to the dentist in an embarrassingly long time. Um, I got some, what is it called? Ativan? Not Ativan. Maybe Ativan? Anyway, some sort of like calm the fuck down pill.
Yeah.
And that was very helpful. And it was basically fine. And I don't need that anymore, but it was there as an option. But they were very like good and aware about dentistry, not like the person who I had seen before, who like would not give me more meds even when I was like, I really need more meds, and was just awful. And injected me with the painkiller, then took a phone call where he talked about like all I can't remember the details, but basically talked about the new yacht he was going to be buying, and then came back
with your face money.
exactly, and came back, 20 minutes later and was like getting ready to go, and I'm like, I can feel that, and he was like, is it pressure or is it pain? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That is, no one has ever asked me to make that distinction before, and frankly, it's meaningless right now.
When I had to have when I got orthodontia, I had to have some teeth pulled because my jaw was just too small for all of my teeth. I have a very shark like sort of thing happening. So I went to
two
the
rows of
dentist.
teeth.
Went to the dentist to have teeth pulled, and they did the shots of the Novocaine or whatever, and they were like, "Can you feel this?" And I said, "Yes." So they gave me another shot, and they said, "Can you feel this?" And I said, "Yeah." So they gave me another shot, and I said, "Can you feel this?" And I said, "Yeah." So they were like, "Okay, we don't want to keep giving you shots." What they didn't tell me is that they were looking for the distinction between pressure and pain. So I thought
Right.
I wasn't supposed to feel anything, and they
Yeah.
were prodding me. I was like, "Yeah, I feel your finger," but they didn't say. So they massively overdosed me on Novocaine because they didn't make that one thing clear.
But I didn't want to feel the pressure either.
No, definitely not.
It was awful.
Oh, and then because they thought I could still feel pain, they wheeled in the nitrous oxide machine, and at that
Nice.
point, I panicked, and they just told me to come back another day because I couldn't handle it. They were very nice
Oh,
about it. They weren't
God.
like, "Oh, you wimp." It was just like, "Okay, you know what? You're not in a good place with this right now."
Nadia says I was awake for a root canal, and I have to say the tech they have now is very Star Trek. Which, good. I hope you had a holographic
Holographic
dentist.
doctor.
So let me see here. Do I not have Calvin on this computer? All right, hold on. We're gonna have some fun, everybody. Let's go to Adobe Fonts. Mm-hmm. Adobe Fonts, sign in. Why am I not signed in? I am signed in now. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna look up Caslin. Okay, King's Caslin. Oh boy.
Ooh, fancy.
All I remember about my root canal, says Mikey, was I badly needed to pee, and I could neither communicate this nor expect relief if I was able to communicate it. Whoops. So Adobe Caslin here, everybody sees, is it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Oh, there's a distressed Caslin too.
Ooh.
It's that's fun. And it says it's on. Oh, it's under Adobe. Maybe I need to look up Adobe Caslin, or maybe I accidentally typed in Calson. Oh my God, it doesn't search for the middle of words. Ugh.
Yeah, it's really irritating that way.
The frick is wrong with this? Okay.
It's Adobe.
They really have had it too good for too long.
Being the only game in town really gets rid of any inducement to improve sometimes.
Yeah, well, there are some other options coming along, at least. Let's see here. I want to duplicate this spread. Oh, I should switch back to you.
So, how are you feeling about this?
How are we feeling about this? Well, I'll let the audience as well say their thing. I think
This would be filled in. I just don't want to go through the effort of coloring
no.
it.
I got it.
Just in case anybody else doesn't get it.
Oh, fair enough. Yes, I need to remember that. Nadia says I like it. I am worried that it's too busy.
Mm-hmm.
Nadia says I like what it does to the composition. Let's see what other people say about it. What do you think about this? I'm going to zoom into. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, with colors, if the colors were right, if they were sort of nice and like maybe because it's so black, if it were like more sort of gray silvery stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then it might not compete as much with the saturated bloody stuff.
What? Okay. That's
Yeah,
gross.
well, that definitely isn't better.
Um,
Mikey says, I like it, but I also like how bold it is without them. I'm not good at making decisions like this.
what did that? Oh, right.
What are you doing? What have you done? Just lower the opacity on that frame.
Well, no, because I'm doing something else.
Oh, okay. What the
Or I
heck?
was.
I am so confused.
It's okay. Just
That's fine. Well, fine. This is definitely a bold choice.
a cover that doesn't even say what the book is.
If we end up doing this as a print on demand through CreateSpace, they demand, oh, I see. They demand that you have the title on the cover. Um, and
That's just so expected, though.
I know, but they have several rules that try to make it so that you don't, so that customers basically don't end up with a product and think they've been sold the wrong thing. So you couldn't have upside down text because it would look like a printing error.
Yeah.
On the inside. I used to try to push as hard as I could about some of the like having the title on the cover by making it very faint or obscure or whatever, and it never became a problem. The only thing that became a problem was when the page numbering was off. If you have page numbering, it must be accurate. You can have like Roman numeral letters and then main letters, but you can't do wacky things with the page numbering, which is annoying because all I want to do is wacky things because that makes books more fun. Let's see it with again. Yeah, that's too literal, I think, also. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
I think that makes it too literal now that I'm thinking about it. But I would like to see. Well, here's another thought: would be to have some of the paper, if you see what I mean, sort of folding back, like to give it a little
Yeah.
bit of 3D-ness around the edges.
Yeah.
Um, maybe
I think
there's a good spot to
maybe.
test what that could look like. Are you going to put Mary Shelley's name on there? I think we are.
Yes.
And are we? And Mikey asked earlier if we're going to put the subtitle on there.
I was planning on it.
Okay. And then how we're going to do that is a different question.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, no, that's the opposite of what I wanted to do. So, oh, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Duplicate that, please. Sure. Good. Good. Except what I want from this is for this one to be empty, for this one to start maybe down there-ish. And then, if I go back to this, sorry, I'm talking and you can't see what I'm doing, which is fine because I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
No.
Okay, and then I want to view, let me turn off for a moment the baseline grid and the document grid. Oh, wait, there's a mode for that, isn't there? How do I do that again? Oh, I haven't used this program in so long. Show baseline grid. If I do that, oop, no, that's not what I want. All right, but hide grid, hide baseline is going to be, that's complicated. All right. Okay, so Lilith says, so Ray 3D, when I first saw this, I thought the fleshy letters were sitting on the white page, which I thought was really interesting too. And then Kira says, yeah, it looks raised to me rather than sunken, still looks pretty cool. And then Lilith says, then you could have them bleeding out into the white, etc., and have the instruments because it's about composition rather than incision. And also, I love those connecting veins, which I do too. How do we make it look more like it's below if you wanted to? Letter shape growths that have been removed. I mean, the thing is that they don't have their own independent shape. Like they don't, the if you zoom in on one of the letters, like the blobby shapes sort of go between one to the next, like you can see on the N. Like that's not the end of if that were a blobby lump, it would be it would have terminal points in a way, but whereas it seems to continue into the S or the other part of the N, or the N and the K go together, etc. So yeah, letter shape windows into a body, as Mikey says, is more the look we're aiming for, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily achieving that right. You just liked the idea of letter shape growths. Okay. Ooh.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, let's see where it goes. I'm going to share my window again, which is going to cause it to pop over. So that's Caslin. And I probably would do something slightly different for the title. I need to put the guides back up for this, I guess. That was pretty close. Let's see here now. Boop. Come on. Snap. Fiddly work. Letter with one T. Letter 1. Now. And I should make this a new thing. So let's first put it in normal. And then we're going to make it into a new thing. And we're going to call that header. And it's going to be based on normal, but it's going to be different. It's going to be... I don't know if you can see that window. No, you can't right now. That's fine. It's going to be center aligned. And it's going to be a different font. And what font do we want it to be? Well, one option would be to just have it like this, but maybe, bold or something. Ugh, I hate bold. Bold is the worst. Forget I said ever mentioned the word bold. Bold is terrible. But it could be, where's my ding dang to make it all caps? Case. All caps. Or small caps. Let's say all caps with a nice amount of tracking. Even more. Let's push that. See, I don't like that a lot. Or we could go to a different font. And what was the name of the font you're using there? Germania 1. Germania. And then what if it was just normal? There are letters. Ooh, I don't like those letters as much. Small caps. No, that looks awful. There's no real small caps in this font, as I wouldn't expect there to be. All caps. I hate that look. I don't know how visible that is. There you go. I can zoom in a bit. Can I tell you a little bit about Caslin? Why is it a good font or a better option? Why? Well, it's just the one that Jared likes. Although I like it well enough too. I've definitely used it before. Caslin is a nice, classy font from back in the day, named after William Caslin. I'm looking this up. I don't have this memorized.
He was
I
a
do know the
gunsmith.
vague outline. Yes, he was from London, and he did engraving stuff. And it's very humanist. It's very handwriting like. And what else is to say about it? It's really classy looking. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. Um, and it's been described as comfortable and inviting, which I think is fairly true. But yeah, so it dates back to the early 18th century, I guess, maybe mid 18th century, and it's a really classy font. Uh, it is certainly like one of a family of kind of humanist handwriting-y script fonts. Baskerville is also in here that just look very appropriate. I don't think it goes very well with this black letter font, with this Germania font. Do you have any thoughts on that, Jared? Like as for a header, I think it looks kind of gauche.
Yeah, I don't think it goes with that at all.
Yeah. So we might try different fonts. We might do, let's just see what I've got in here. I probably will have to, I mean, it's always tempting to just do the obvious and always choose Futura. But that's not going to fit for this at all. Even if I remove the tracking nonsense. Oh God, that looks much worse. Oh, I don't want condensed medium. That's part of the problem.
Gross.
But still, that looks awful. So what is the look that we might go for with this? We could do maybe a nice Dido, but that's going to look a little weird, especially all caps. Dido doesn't look right all caps. That doesn't look right. We could go a bit modern. That's too modern. I don't think we want too modern. We could do a little bit older. That I don't hate. Although it looks a little clashy with that font, with Castle.
Yeah, I think, is that Mrs. Eves?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think they're too similar to, it's kind of, it clashes because they're too close to each other.
They're too close, but they have slightly different relationships between the height of the lowercase letter, like the height of the lower letter E and the height of the capital L.
Yeah.
I think it's a different, I think it's smaller. The X is squatter compared to the Y, so to speak. Or is that the Y? I forget. But the lowercase letters are a little too squat, which makes it look a bit weird. Let's pop on a Baskerville.
You could also just not do Caslon, so.
Oh yeah. No, that's true. But we'll see.
Especially if you want to match Germania. I don't know why I can't. I can't take the name seriously somehow.
It's real. Well, so black letter fonts, which is the stuff that looks like old, what you think of as like old English Fraktur, etc. They were really big in Germany for quite a while until they were phased out by Hitler because he was invading other countries and they couldn't read it. So it does have that association with Germany, but it does sound awfully silly sometimes. Oh my God, I hate all the fonts. Oh, that's fun. It's linear B.
There's a linear B. Oh no, wait.
Yeah, like, it is a font that is for linear B.
Okay.
Because you got to have everything. But these are not linear B letters in the Unicode space, so it wasn't going to look like that. This is fun. We could do Spumanti. In fact, I think there's a nice variant of Spumanti. Yeah. There we go. How about that?
This is a little more like fun, like the cowboy romancing me sort of.
Exactly. All right, that doesn't work. What font do I want? Well, all right, let's see what you're up to. It is very live, laugh, love. Oh, sorry, it wasn't that. Don't vom on stream, Chris. What did I miss there? Anyway, sorry, it was Baskerville the font, which Baskerville the cat is named after. Let's look back at Jared's screen. Oh, he zoomed in.
But I am zoomed in, but I can zoom out.
I was grossed out by font. So I like that. I like that a lot. actually. I think that does the diagonal stuff that Nadia liked in the scalpels, but it
Mhm.
doesn't look nearly so. It just looks better. It's more coherent with
Yeah, I
the
think
rest of the image. I mean,
the
you might
scalpels would have
tighten them up,
needed.
but
Yeah.
and yeah, I recognize that you hadn't like finished them, but I think this is a much more promising direction. Mikey seems excited by this one. Ooh, stitches, he says. Um, yeah, I was going to say those stitches should look a little gnarlier,
Yeah. I was
but I
getting to
realize
that.
that this is just a sketch. I'm not, I'm not trying to nick you. But yes, yes, barely holding together at places. A little bit of purple in places underneath. Yes, I like this. Second idea, best idea. Hey, friends. It's about that time. I'm going to put you through the fun of watching some ads so that we can make a couple pennies of money. So you may see some ads. We'll be back in 60 seconds if you're seeing ads, but maybe we'll be back sooner. We're not going anywhere. But what I would like to know is what ads you see, because I find this kind of fascinating. So please do say what ads you end up with. Here come some ads. There they are. You should be seeing ads now and not hearing this. Mikey's going to get a bagel. I'll talk about that in a second.
Did he just
Mikey's not
yell?
getting an ad. Mikey's yelling that he's not getting an ad. Well, not everybody gets an ad. No, yes, Lilith, you are a subscriber, and therefore you should not see ads. Kira, you already saw ads from me today. Maybe, I don't know. Charmin video game, like as in the toilet paper.
The Bears?
That's confusing. Now Mikey has an ad. Oh wow, I don't even know what's going on with my stream. My stream never got to chat. Cadell is also streaming right now. Oh. Um, why is that not connecting to the chat? I'm going to restart that. Um, it's an ad for Gillette. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. I meant to click on me, on us, good friends. Hey, it's found in the chat. Okay, Captain Morgan runs rum, says Nadia, and Coca-Cola energy drink. Nadia, if you can hear us again, Nadia, what the heck is a Charmin video game? What are you talking about? While we wait for that, Lagerstatten, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong.
Lagerstadt.
Lagerstatten says, asks if I'm familiar with the site Typewolf, which I could not remember. And then I went to it, and indeed I am familiar with it. I just don't bother remembering the name of it. But it's a site that does some really good. Here's a font, and I think this is the site that does the font pairings and so forth, and lookbooks. I've definitely consulted this site many times, or a site related to it, anyways. Yeah, lookbooks, type pairing lookbooks. That is a thing. Oh no, those are things that they're selling. There was a website that I think these people ran where you could look up a thing and then see what they recommend to go with it. There's Caslin. Yeah, this is the site. This is totally the site. Okay. I am indeed very, very familiar with this site. I was like, there are mini games to play while you're on the pot? What?
Oh, the Charmin thing is mini games that you can play while you're. Okay, is that what? Ugh.
That's what it is? Wow.
I'm not a fan of that. I gotta say.
And then it's like the Charmin Bear. The Charmin Bear is a Charmin or Charmin, I forget. It is an 8-bit Mario Brothers type game.
Ugh. I hate those bears. I hate them so much.
Yes. Okay. Lagerstatten as in the German word. Um, very good. Anyway, yes. So what does Type Wolf recommend with yes, it's the hand gloves website. Absolutely. Oh my God, I have way too many windows open everywhere. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh my God, I have too many windows open. I'm going to close that one and maybe that'll help. I'm going to stop sharing that and I'm going to start sharing the Type Wolf window and we're going to see what they have to say about Caslin. Because Caslin, why wouldn't we? Okay. So here we are with this. Cas 1722. A popular saying of typesetters is when in doubt, use Caslin. Yes. It's real classy. And its similar font is Baskerville, but also Earhart. And it often gets paired with, well, it's been used in this New Yorker festival graphic. I'm not going to use that font. It's Cubicle. That's actually a pretty good look. This Cubicle font. Don't like that. Don't like that for what I'm going for. I don't like Universe. Oh, that's with Universe's main and Caslin is the thing. Yeah, you got to watch out for that. Nadia's laughing at Jared's bear hate.
They're the worst. I hate those mascots.
I don't. What is? Oh, this is just Caslin. God, that looks really good. Oh, maybe I just need to do that. All right, maybe I need to just hunker down and commit to that kind of treatment. I'm looking at this treatise on the brewing of beer business, and that just looks right. So let me reconsider Adobe Caslin Pro. Let me reconsider making it all caps. I like that Caslin better than the Adobe Caslin. That's part of the problem. Wait, does Adobe have more than one Caslin for offer? There's also King's Caslin. Huh. And LTC Caslin. That's got that thinner thing. I liked the thinnerness. Yeah, let me grab the thinner one. What are you doing? Okay. Let's activate all of them. They've been activated. Boy, I bet that's exciting for everyone to watch. Let's go back to Frankenstein cover. Oh, we got spam. We got spam. Mikey, are you on the ball? You're not. All right, I'll get this. I got it. We're going to block them. Block. And we're going to, oh my God, they're everywhere. Oh my God, we're going to block them.
What the hell is happening over there?
We've got so much spam. All right, you've banned them? Whew. Whew. Did you get all of them, Mikey? I still see a few. I'm just going to make sure. Oh, no, that's blocked. Okay. Good God. We were attacked. Oh, no, there's more. Block. Block, block. Ugh. Block, block. Block, block, block. All right. I don't know if I got all of them, but there you go. It looks like there might still be a few old ones, but it's fine. Ooh, we got attacked by a bunch. What did someone say? I think Hatton looks cool. Hatton looks cool. Which one was Hatton? Hatton. Hatton? Hatton. It's a cool font. All right. I don't see it. Is it on the thing? Hatton. Atten. Hatton. from Pangram. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that's a Weld font. That looks fun. Let me put it. Oh, God, it's too many windows. There you go. There's Hatton, if you want to see what that looks like. Not for this project, no, but it definitely could be fun for something.
Huh. That's very like 1930s.
Yeah, if we start doing old mystery novels or something, classy mystery novels,
Are any of those public domain? I mean, there's got to be at least a few.
something. Yeah, that is fun. Excellent. So if I go in here and I type in LTC Caslin, and not regular, but oh, there's not a thin. Herm. Um, oops, that's not what I meant. Ooh, I don't mind that. So there's a way to do, yeah, whatever else, small caps. That works. Ligature, sure. So let me share what I've got now. Nadia says, yes, been reading Dorothy L. Sayers and Agatha Christie. Very nice. What am I looking for? Here we go. Boop. How do I do view in presentation mode? That's it. Overprint preview. There we go. Something like that. I mean, spacing might change and stuff about the main font might change. But that looks too. You're not even looking. Dorothy L. Sayers would be wonderful to do less/differently iconic. I think that those are all going to turn out to be still in copyright. It's my guess, but I could be wrong. Yep, all her works, published and unpublished, are still fully protected by copyright worldwide until at least 2027. So maybe in a few years. Oh, wait, that's not what I meant. I want another character style for this. And we're going to call this character style small caps. And it's going to be based on normal. No, it'll be based on none, I guess. Well, maybe. And the case will be all small caps. Maybe not that then. Maybe we'll do a different thing. What if we made it all caps, but with extra wide tracking? I like that better. And do you have any particular care about, why is there a white line there? Oh, it's gone now. Do you care about justification or ragged left? Ragged right, rather.
I probably should, but I don't.
The Dorothy Sayers estate. On their webpage, they claim it's all still under copyright. I mean, I vaguely trust them. Oh, I meant to hit that as a link. Gutenberg. All right, let's see. Gutenberg Canada has them. That can't be the real Gutenberg Canada site. It opened up with a flash thing about Trump. This is not. Huh. This when did Dorothy Sayers die? Dorothy Sayers died in 1957, which does mean that in Canada her work should be in the public domain because it's 50 years after she died, I believe. So Gutenberg Canada site, it turns out, has no connection with the actual Project Gutenberg. Surprise, surprise, considering how awful it is. I have no idea. I wouldn't necessarily want to chance it. Anyway, I am also pretty partisan for ragged right, as Mikey is. Boop. This is what I do twice a month for I have used the Australian one, and that one seems a bit more legit because the Australian one has a few books that the American one doesn't, the basic one, including Virginia Woolf, which is absolutely one of those cases where in some countries it's out of copyright and in some countries it is. So I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Well, people are liking it.
I'm just messing around.
I feel like it just could be my own psychoses. I would put the Mary Shelley sort of tilted the other way under the modern Prometheus. Because just to have a kind of through line of how that's all read, but that might just be my own.
I could do that. My thinking here was that each of these like stitched together flaps is a different text.
Yeah, no, I figured.
So I could always divide it there, but
what if
or like throw the modern Prometheus up here or something. I don't know.
what if the ore was a different treatment on the flap north of it of the modern Prometheus, if you see what I mean?
Yeah. No, like yeah. Where the hell
And
is my
actually, what if the ore were sort of this might be too cheesy, but what if it were like at the stitch, so to speak, like half obscured by the stitch? If you see what I mean?
Yeah.
My temptation, if you had the Shelley, is to then color in the lower and left and upper right patches as cow patches. I do like the Lily's pointed this out, and I do like the. I agree that I like the that treatment of the handwriting there.
So you're talking. This is going to be super rough, but like.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more would be showing just to make.
Well, yeah, but like
exactly.
That.
That's what I'm saying. And if it were looked more like if the ore looked more like, I mean, just adding a different font to it, but like something like very Caslin or something very old.
Yeah, I was actually thinking black letter, but I don't know if that's a bad idea.
You've already kind of got that. No, I'm thinking of like looking like the title page from the original, like the first printing.
This is Mary Shelley is Caslon already. Okay. So do you want to repeat that? Repeat Caslon here.
Maybe. I mean, a typewriter font would be anachronistic. Let's see what Caslin looks like.
Hold on, I'm going to template again.
I should save what I'm doing.
Why is it not showing up?
Why no, Adobe? I don't want to save in your cloud. I'll never find it again.
Oh, because it was invisible. I'm losing my mind.
Yep. So it goes.
Lowercase or upper?
Upper, I was thinking.
Okay.
Like in that widely spaced uppercase that it would have been used on the title page. That's my imagining. Maybe it wasn't Caslin in the original text. That looks too thin in the thin parts. Well, thicken it up maybe. It probably wasn't Caslin. I should go look at it.
It could have been because Caslin was around.
Oh, it was around, but I don't. Yeah, I'll have to look at it again. Let's just say letter 1, and we'll put that in there, and so I have it saved. Kira had a Durr moment today. It happens. I've had so many Durr moments today. Let me see here. Okay, here's the 1818 edition. This is all scanned. Oh, this is the text I need. Oh, okay. It's not what I wanted right now, but I'll definitely save that for later. I just wanted the PDF of the thing. Nope, that's not what I want. Oh boy. Oh look, if you search Frankenstein on the Internet Archive, a bazillion things come up. Oh, come on. You must have it scanned somewhere. Nope. Gosh. This is... Nope, that's not it. First edition Frankenstein title page. Wait, it was in the version I was looking at.
It's in I just remembered.
Gutenberg.
It's the version I have has a scan of the title page if you want to.
No, I got it right here now.
Oh, you do? Okay, great.
Because it's on the Gutenberg. This is the 1831, but it's the same idea, at least. Oh no, not you. Kieran was trying to implement some JavaScript and had put logs in spaces to see if I could get things to trigger, and wasn't seeing the logs because Chrome so helpfully kept the prior filter I had on the logs and didn't realize it for about an hour. Oof, I say. Yep. I mean, I haven't had that exact problem, but I've had enough thwapping my head against the wall programming moments. So here.
So I've got.
So this is yeah, there's a comma as well. So there's an or.
So I've got the title page for the 1818 edition.
Is it different from this?
It is slightly different.
Okay.
It looks actually like it's Baskerville.
I wouldn't be terribly surprised.
Or maybe Century.
Century is pretty common. Well, I mean, they never match up exactly.
But
yeah.
Just based on the queue, I think it's Century rather than Baskerville.
But you could also just like take a picture of it and pop it onto your thing and whatnot. And once again, Lilith hears about Baskerville and runs back to the window to make sure she's not missing anything. Any good cat content. I can go look to see if the actual Baskerville's around. I think she's on the bed in the other room. So there you go. We're on camera now. It was good. It's good content. She is named after the font, not the hound, after all. Yes. So we'll go back to you, and I'll put you full screen, and I'll go see if I can find Baskerville, and then put her on screen. Hi, everybody. Lilith says hi. I'll be right back. So you have to keep talking.
Okay. Wow, the pressure's on. And I can't see any chat or anything that Chris has. So if you guys are saying anything to me, I have no idea what's happening. Let's just go dead silent for a minute. That should be fun, right? I'm at that point in like any creative project where you stare at something long enough that you have no idea if it's done anymore, or you have no idea anymore if it's done or if it still needs work or whatever.
Lilith says that she's working late on a grant modification tonight, and our voices in the background are very peaceful. All right, run to the screen.
Basky content.
Oh, she doesn't want to be here. She was sleeping.
Aww.
She was sleepy. Look up. Let them see your sparkly eyes. Oh. What's your favorite part of Frankenstein? What is it? That no kitties get hurt in the book? That's true. She's so sleepy. She wants to be put down very much. Her leg is falling out. But this is kind of nice, she grudgingly admits. But she does flick her tail back and forth.
Just to show that it's not quite nice enough.
Oh, wait. I think we're getting some purrs. Not very loud this time. This is her favorite. So she never learned how to be a lap cat, but she does like to be on my chest with an arm supporting it, even though that is definitely not sustainable long term. Oh, good. They were heard. Very good. This is okay, she says. Yeah, she's not 100% convinced. The tail's, I think it's calmed down. But anyway, uh, she was annoyed that we weren't doing more. Okay, so, all right, all right. Um, you want to go up here? Here. What
Get
about
on your pedestal.
she'll think about it. Now, let me look at how. No, she's definitely not into it. All right. Well, back to work. All right. Let's see. Is it possible to move everything to the right a scooch, like
Yes.
an eighth or a half an inch?
Like all
The
the
whole
image,
thing.
everything.
The whole schnozzle.
Yeah, it is possible. I'll just have to add
Yeah, no,
to that
obviously.
line.
And we might have to think about a little bit about where the modern Prometheus part is.
I don't need that. I feel like I've got something hidden here that shouldn't be, but whatever. How far?
Just about like twice the bleed width. Uh, that that looks. Let me think. I mean, that is how much I asked you to do it. Now I'm just going to rethink. Um, trying to eyeball this. I think move it a little bit back to the left. I'm so bad with left and right. Move it back to the left. I say
More?
this because if we end up maybe just a hair more to the. Why don't you do it so that the image is flush to the bleed line? Let's just look at that for a second. And that's bleed, so I need to discount that for my eyeballing. All right. What about just half the bleed back to the right? And I'm being fussy for a reason. And that's because there's an element of the design which you can't see.
That's fine, as I assume.
If we end up doing this through CreateSpace, then there's going to be a crease visible on the cover.
Okay.
And the crease needs to be accounted for in the design. Let me find an example to show you. Well, let me show you that one that was the same size as this.
So should it be where it is? Because I just nudged it further to the right. Is this good or?
I think that looks good.
Okay.
Click it so that I can't see the bounding box. Well, I think that looks right. We can't really see it on this one. If it catches you definitely can't see it if I'm not on screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If it catches the light just right. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
There's
there.
the
Yeah.
crease.
Okay. There. Yeah.
So there's a crease there, and it slightly depends on how thick the book is, I think, but there's a slight crease to the book, and it is more visible on some covers, and you definitely want the main image to be like there's two frames that you have to play with.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway. We did Wahala Deo as a CreateSpace book. Oh yeah, there you go. I mean, all the Punctum stuff that I have done, all or almost all of it is done through CreateSpace. So that is the publisher that I had the most thought of. Yeah. So there. which is good. It's a little unfortunate because they're owned by Amazon, but so is Twitch. So, all in the family. They own everything.
There's no winning.
There's no winning against Amazon. I mean, you're in Seattle.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. It's
Amazon owns that town.
it's a whole thing.
Have you gone to the Amazon quick shop store?
No.
I've been by it. Last time I was in Seattle, I was there. Yeah, the last time I was in Seattle, which I guess is the time I met you. But the last time I was in Seattle, I think, was the time that it opened up. Or maybe that was 2 times in Seattle ago. But either way.
In the View District, is that?
Maybe.
I can't remember because I was, as soon as I heard about opening up, I was like, well, I'm never going there, so I didn't bother to learn where it was.
It might have been, or maybe it was downtownish. Where is the Amazon 4-star? That looks right. Is that what it is? No, Amazon Go. That's it. 920 Fifth Avenue. It's right downtown. Oh, wait, there's a few of them now. Oh, God, there's a bunch of them.
Ugh, of course there are.
I don't remember which one I went to or walked by. So there. How did we meet? We met at PodCon a couple years ago, PodCon 2.
Yep.
And we met through Ned. The basic idea for By the Bywater had already been formulated, and Ned had asked Jared and Oriana to do it, and they'd said yes. He may have asked a few other people as well who were too busy. But either way, that had all been arranged, and we were going to be in Seattle, and I thought, sure. And I mean, have you met Ned yet? Did you finally meet
not
him?
In person, no. We were going
you gotta
to
go watch your other show. Okay.
Yet.
Kira says, all right, y'all, time for me to go watch my other show. Take care, and thanks again for the stream. You're all so kind, and I enjoy having people not under the same roof to talk to. Well, glad we can be of service.
Yeah.
Have fun on your other stream. Perhaps I'll see you in the morning, or we'll see you tomorrow night for Jackboxing.
Oops.
Ooh. Whoa. Wild.
Just got tired of the ends looking a little too identical.
Yep, fair enough. Maybe one of them should be backwards.
It's a little late for that.
Maybe. But you're right, there are a lot of N's in this word. Did you move the Mary Shelley?
I've moved a few times.
Yeah. I still, my impulse is still for it to be basically under the modern Prometheus, even if it's on a different thing. Like to be over on that. It could be lower down if you wanted. Well, not that far down. No. But even like if you even if you added another stitch line or something, maybe.
Yeah, like there.
There or to the left some. The Mary could be to the left some if you moved that stitch line that's already there. Or you could put the Mary on one side and the Shelley on the other and have them be in different treatments. That might be a bit much.
It might be a bit, yeah.
Or it could be a Band-Aid. But basically, sort of where that little bulge is,
have it just on its own, like stitched on label.
Yeah. On black on white, white on black, white text on black. No.
That might have implications.
Well, I mean, Frankenstein the monster was made out of, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Including a lot of animal parts. Yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly there, but that ballpark it just makes more sense in terms of the reading flow.
Mm-hmm.
I might put it a little bit southwest of there, but that's me being fussy. I just like a clean flow. I do really like that swoopy shape that you've got there already, but I'm sure
we clicked on the wrong thing. What's happening here?
we have about 3 minutes left to stream.
Yes.
That's the 3-minute warning.
Oh no, that's one.
Oh no, that's all of them.
Why does it? Oh, I hate this. Okay.
Why is it doing?
Philosophical questions about Adobe that'll never be resolved.
Uh-oh. Nope.
Yeah, I drew the stitches and the seams on different layers so that I could mess around with them a little more easily.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable.
Which means that for this, it actually gets a little harder.
It wouldn't let you do that for multiple ones? I don't
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I didn't have something some setting turned on that I should have. I don't know.
I don't know either.
So like
I think so. Let's zoom out.
Yeah. And then I think another just a blah there. So that there's not this huge space between them.
Yeah, or maybe going into the other seam rather than the letters. Because that's looking a little... I don't know. You see what I mean?
No. What do you mean?
Sorry, if I'm wondering if it would look a little more natural if instead of going up, if it followed that same route, but instead of turning up to the end, it turned down into the other stitch.
So like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like that is what I'm thinking. Because that looked too much like everything must touch the letters.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, is a thing you can do.
This brush is too big for what I'm doing, so I will do that again, but smaller.
Goldilocks, no. The most important part, the bleed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I like it. I hope everybody else likes it. How does one stitch up a trifold area like that, I wonder? One doesn't. One lets it be.
You don't. You just hope nothing leaks.
Well, I found somebody asking that but doing it for stitching fabric. And they recommend a patch. Which, okay, I guess I would have to look up how they do it in surgery. You have a sister who's a nurse or something, right?
Yeah.
She might know. 4 ways to sew up holes on WikiHow.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's the same basic idea, I believe. Patching a hole. That's going to cause... Never mind. All right, well, that's an interesting question. I feel surgery now versus 1818 would do different things. Well, that's fair. Do we have a particular part of the body these patches are imagined as being grafted over? Says Lilith. And I'm going to put us back into the picture here.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be a little bit abstracted, or a lot abstracted.
It's pretty abstracted. So the original concept, which is still kind of happening here, is just that it's like viscera under paper, so there's no specific thing happening.
Yeah. Well, with that said, that's a wrap for us for tonight. Thank you all for hanging out. Everybody has been enjoying the Chill Art Hang, and I've certainly enjoyed it. I'm especially enjoyed it because all of you came to watch and chat and give us something to talk about. I didn't even read any of the text this time around. Whoopsie.
Oh well.
Nadia says, "Put a navel." We'll think about that for next time. I'm glad Basky was able to make it out. I'll be back in the morning to do some more crossword puzzling, of course, at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. You're welcome to join for that. And we, and Jared and I, and a bunch of other people should be around tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific to play the new Jackbox games, which we did last week. And the new ones were all much fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe there won't be quite as many people coming for that, and there'll be room for audience members to join in. We were a bit selfish last time, or maybe we'll take turns. Who knows? But anyway, that's us. Thanks again. Any final words, Jared?
No.
Okay.
Vote.
Oh yeah, go. Well, we'll see you again, hopefully before it's voting time. But if you can vote now. Vote early and often, as they say. And see you later.